property guru George Markowski from Positive Property Solution joins us now. George, good morning to you.
How are you, George?
You've got to hang out with guys like George who know the numbers. Get the real numbers, the facts. Because I can talk to you about cash flow and all those things. George is better at that than me. The thing I'm ecstatic about George, he is a hardcore teacher. He really wants you to learn.
Okay guys, we've got 10 seconds left. Can't wait to show you a great, amazing session tonight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Freedom Fighters.
Hi, Freedom Fighters.
Yeah, welcome to tonight's session where we're going to talk about discovering happiness through gratitude and mindfulness. If you can hear us, if you can just type in the chat, G to G, good to go. If you're watching this tonight live, just type in the chat, #live. And if you're watching the replay, just #replay. Would really love to connect with each and every one of you.
We would. All right, let's get started. So our subject tonight, like you said, thankfulness and grateful. So how does this relate to property? That's probably the number one thing that we want to know, right, going forward. So how does this relate to property, Charmaine?
Well, when it comes to property investing, investing in property is a journey. And if we think to ourselves, I'll be happy when I get my first property, I'll be happy when, I'm financially free, we're actually taking ourselves away from actually discovering that happiness on a day-to-day basis. And when it comes to property investing, it is 90% mindset. So having the right mindset is definitely going to help you to create success and build the investment property portfolio that you're looking to create and achieve.
And you're thankful for all the steps along the way too.
Absolutely. And when we think about success in life, we always see success as a destination. We see success as a goal. We look at success and go, well, I'll be successful when I have that $1 million property portfolio.
And quite possibly you're successful now.
Absolutely. And it is, because success is a journey. And those that have real leadership and those that are pioneers in life, they don't see success as a destination. They see success as a journey through the cultivation of learning, overcoming their mistakes, learning from their mistakes, and continually moving forward in life. So we want to talk about how we can start to adapt a really healthy mindset by really talking to each and every one of you about happiness through gratitude, and how practicing gratitude in your day-to-day life can really help support you not only with your success in life, but also with the way you feel on a day-to-day basis as well.
Exactly. So a lot of the things that we're looking at, like, do you find that, are you exhausted talking to certain people? Like, it's all about surrounding yourself with those people that you're happy with, and making other people feel happy makes you feel better. It's not just all about you making yourself happy. By making other people happy, it's going to work a lot better.
Absolutely. And I guess what I've really found fascinating about gratitude and being thankful and gratitude, there actually is a bit of a science behind it. I'm going to read something. So I did a bit of research on it today, and the Mindfulness Awareness Research Center of UCLA stated that gratitude does change the neurostructures of the brain. So there is a science behind practicing thankfulness and gratefulness. Not only does it make us feel happier and more content, but feeling grateful and appreciating others when they do something good for us actually triggers really good hormones. And those really good hormones really help support our brain's neurotransmitters. And those healthy hormones are your dopamine and your serotonin levels. And when you start to have more dopamine and serotonin levels in the brain, it actually elevates your mood. It helps you to feel a lot happier, and it can really assist you in being able to cultivate wellness in your everyday, day-to-day life, whether it be with your family, whether it be in your career, building a portfolio.
Simply telling someone too that they're doing a good job.
So look,
Giving them the deserved compliments, that's going to make someone's day.
Oh, absolutely. And the great thing is, if we start to begin practicing thankfulness and gratefulness on a day-to-day basis, you're actually helping to build those neurotransmitters in your brain. So those neuro pathways that will strengthen over time, which actually starts to permeate a resilience in life. And resilience is really important, because when you have a level of resilience, when you're faced with challenges or when you're faced with adversity, you're able to overcome them calmly, easily, and gracefully, because your brain has enough dopamine and serotonin to be able to look at best case scenarios, or being able to look at the next most obvious step to overcome those particular challenges. And when we don't have those healthy hormones, we can actually get stuck in the problem and not be able to find our way through it. And with property investing, there are going to be challenges along the way. It's not a straight road to success. Sometimes your property journey might be a lot of these little squiggly lines along the way, because there are so many moving parts and so many steps. And if you have this resilience in your mindset, in your state of well-being, you're going to pave the path to assured success.
And you're looking at things that don't quite go to plan as a learning thing, not so much as a complication where you're going, oh, well, that didn't go to plan, and just giving up. Instead of giving up, you're looking at it as a learning thing and saying, right, I know not what to do. I don't want to do that next time. This time I'm going to take this path and be able to overcome it. Like you said, property, it's not a straight road. Sometimes you'll get setbacks. If George got knocked back, and George has been knocked back many times on properties, if he stopped when he got knocked back 2 or 3 times, he would not be where he is today.
Well, that's resilience, and that's what George has built, the resilience in his own pathway to success. And I love what you said, Stacey, because that kind of ties into having a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. Someone who has a fixed mindset, they get stuck in the problem and they give up straight away, or they find excuses or reasons to blame every other person for their current circumstances.
And don't we all know someone like that?
Yeah, and those with a growth mindset, and look, you might have a growth mindset in certain areas of life. You might have a growth mindset in health and career, but you might have a fixed mindset in other areas of life too. So it's not just one or the other. And someone that is looking to develop their mindset and start to build their resilience towards reaching their goals, achieving their dreams, they really start to do a lot of their own self-inquiry to identify, well, what areas in life am I applying a fixed mindset where I'm getting stuck and not being able to overcome my challenges, and what areas of my life do I have a growth mindset? Because when it comes to building success in life, and success is, like I said, it's not a destination, it's a journey. So when you're cultivating success, it's about having that growth mindset, overcoming these small challenges, learning from those, and really beginning to enjoy the experience. And that's where the mindset, the attitude of gratitude can really help support you, because every day when you just think to yourself, just 3 things that you're most grateful for, think 3 things that you're most thankful for at the end of each day, you're starting to open up more of those healthy hormones in the brain.
This also comes back to how you talk to yourself and how you talk to others as well. So if you're a person, for instance, and you'll notice this when you're talking to your partner or spouse or whoever's around at nighttime, and you're having a conversation, and you might be saying something along the lines of, let's say it was a person that's successful, and they're successful because their parents gave them money, or they're successful because, or they lost weight because they did this or whatever. So you are making excuses and reasons why they are successful, instead of just saying, look, I can see they worked really hard, learning from that person, applying it to yourself and doing it yourself. Basically, by talking like that about somebody else, you're telling yourself it's not possible unless I have this family that's going to give me money, or this is not possible unless this, and that. So you're putting stoppers on yourself by speaking about other people that way.
Absolutely. And look, I'd really love the community to share with us, what is one thing you're most grateful for today or really thankful for? I think what I also love about thankfulness and gratefulness is at Positive Property, as part of our company values, one of our company values is thankful and gratefulness. So here at Positive Property, our company has values, and it's based on the Acnarum heart. So, hey, just to have fun, we want to be in the progress over perfection, working smarter and not harder. Because when you are working smarter and not harder, you're having fun along the way. And then E, everybody wins. We're always looking for a win-win for ourselves, our community, for our members. A is authentic. No BS. We're very much a no BS company. We're real, we're authentic. And when you are authentic with yourself and you really are honest with yourself, this is where you have the most personal growth. Our radical responsibility, so recognizing that you are at cause and doing whatever it takes. And
it's not somebody else's fault.
That's right. And T is thankful and grateful. So we as a company, we practice thankfulness and gratefulness as a company, as our culture, and as our values.
And we're very good at recognizing, and they're very good at recognizing when someone is working hard.
Absolutely.
They tell you, thank you for doing that. You're working really hard. I can see that. And I'm really thankful. George is great at this.
Absolutely. And
for you, Charmaine. I'm thankful for you.
I'm so grateful to you, Stacey. And look, having practicing, like coming back to the science of being grateful and thankful, the reason why this can be so beneficial is it can help us to release toxic emotions. So toxic emotions are emotions of guilt or overwhelm. There could be sadness. These are, and I don't necessarily want to say that they're toxic, but these are emotions that can weigh us down. And practicing gratitude and thankfulness in our day-to-day life scientifically has proved that it helps to release those emotions. It improves sleep. And sleep is so important. Sleep is important to our health, our mental health, our emotional health, our ability to think clearly.
How much sleep should we get?
Well, I've actually set a new alarm and a timer for myself now, which is making sure I get my 8 hours sleep. I'm a bit of a night owl and don't get much sleep, but I'm practicing to see if I can shift and sleep a bit better.
Shift your sleep pattern. It'll make all the difference. So
Absolutely.
One little thing that I wanted to mention, I have been reading a book recently, and in this book, and I don't know if you've seen this book before. Resilience Project. Okay, finding happiness through gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness. Now, this guy mentions in this book about this young boy in India. He went there as a teacher to this community. Community was far up in the hills, doesn't have much, very, very small. Had a little school there for him to teach in. Now, at this school, he met this kid called Stanton. Now, Stanton practices gratefulness daily. Like every day, he is thankful for his friends. He's thankful for his teacher. He's thankful to be able to go to school. This kid went and showed this teacher this little playground that had a broken seesaw. That's all it had in there, a broken seesaw. And the teacher felt sorry for this kid. And he's like, look at this amazing playground. Look what I get to play on. And it's a piece of broken equipment. He played on it, round it, under it, all those sort of things. And he was so happy to have that piece of equipment. This kid slept on the dirt, and he was the happiest kid this teacher had ever met. So I guess it's also about being happy and grateful, practicing it daily. This kid practices it every day. And if you ever get a chance to read that book, I highly recommend it. But if we did this, we would stop searching for bigger and better things all the time and be grateful and thankful for what we have now. Doesn't mean don't move forward. It just means be thankful with what you have, and let the world know.
Absolutely. And coming from a personal development background myself. I mean, my son is now 14, and when Lachlan was younger, he used to experience anxiety a little bit, social anxiety with other children. And one practice that we would do every night was we would say 5 things that we are most grateful for and thankful for.
Yeah.
And the more I assisted Lachlan to overcome, because, you know, he did experience some challenges at school, but the more he started to focus on being grateful rather than the concerns and the worries he had, I noticed it really shifted and assisted his own level of anxiety levels, which was, you know, a really powerful practice, you know, to cultivate with my son. And I practice meditation every day. And what I
Meditation is good for
noticed,
you. And you know, that's one thing that I need to learn, Charmaine.
yeah, and
Well
look,
done.
absolutely. And part of my meditation practice, like I said earlier, is just being taking that time to really connect with what I'm most thankful for. And I have a little routine that I do. So I have, you know, 3 things that I'm most thankful and grateful for when it comes to my family and my children and my partner. 3 things that I'm most grateful for in my career, working with positive property, and 3 things that I'm most grateful for in my own in building my portfolio and purchasing properties as well. And the more I practice this, I'm noticing that the little things that would usually irritate me, they just don't. And this is
Yeah.
why having that attitude of gratitude and mindfulness can really build that resilience, so that you're not getting weighed down by the little things and you're in a constant flow of how I can self-improve, how can I overcome this challenge. And it
Absolutely.
gets to
And
a
like, we challenge you to do the same. Write down those 3 things. Write them down tonight. If you want,
absolutely.
put
I
them in
think
the message. That'd be
that's
great.
right. Look, I think a few years ago they brought out I think it was a movie called The Secret or something. And I think there was something in the movie that talked about having like a stone or something physical that you carry to remind you to say 3 things that you're most grateful for.
Yes,
And
actually, I've heard that.
yeah, and practicing that gratitude. So when it comes to a practice, it's really up to you how you choose to practice. For me, I do it in meditation. You may choose to get a stone, you know, because it's so important in today's lifestyle that we are so busy. We're constantly on the go. We're so busy wanting to get things done that we forget sometimes to take care of ourselves and to be present in the moment and to really cultivate,
De-stress.
yeah, to really cultivate our own happiness. And having these little practices and cultivating your happiness means that you start to live in a state of being, and it is a state of being happy rather than having your happiness as a destination. And I guess this is why a lot of, you know, individuals, they seek out coaches and mentors, because they are looking for someone to assist them to take themselves to the next
They're
level.
trying to better themselves, and that is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you start to practice mindfulness and happiness and gratitude, you can really start to move mountains in your own journey and really moving towards what you're looking to cultivate within yourself. And look,
So
we've got a Facebook user here. I
we
am
do.
grateful for your inspirational advice. Love that. Thank you so much.
Oh wow, that comes up like
Um,
that. Yeah, so if we could get you to write down 3 things that you are most grateful for, something that you are looking forward to tomorrow as well. What's something that you're looking forward to tomorrow?
and
And
maybe put it in the chat, make yourself accountable, because when we write things down, sometimes it creates that muscle memory and
it
it
does.
creates the change we want to see in life. So that would be great if you want to share in the chat
And
what
if
you.
you think about someone else that is going through a tough time or has been through a tough time, thinking about that person, what would you say to that person to help support them moving out of that tough time and into the next step in their life? I mean, it's worth maybe writing it down and seeing if you want to say that to them. Might help
Absolutely.
make someone else feel really good. One of the things that I practice every day, and it's not meditation, I'd love to try it at least. I go for a walk outside every day. Just being out in the open air. I don't care if it's raining, sunshine, hail, whatever it is. I'll put my raincoat on. It's just water, you know. Go for a walk, do whatever, just get outside, get out in that fresh air, and that really helps.
Lovely. We've got looking forward to getting new furniture tomorrow, making a new house a home. And I'm grateful to my partner who's cooking dinner for me as I listen to this. Haha. I love that.
That's
You
nice.
know, it's so easy in our day-to-day living that to take our partners and our relationships for granted. And this is why I love practicing attitude.
And if you showed that towards each other, more sometimes
Absolutely.
create a much healthier relationship too.
Absolutely, because it really helps our partners. Like when our lives get busy, it just helps us to kind of come back in alignment with our relationships, to remember why we love them so much by sharing how grateful we are and how thankful we are, even if it's small things like taking the rubbish out, you know, or puffing those pillowcases up so when you lay down in bed, it's nice and comfy on the head. Just the little
I got flowers today.
Absolutely.
Just because.
Absolutely.
That was nice.
Absolutely. And look, you know, when you start to really cultivate this attitude of, you know, thankfulness and gratefulness, it's going to take a lot of stress off your plate as well, particularly when you're investing in property. And like we were saying earlier, like how does this actually tie into property? Well, it ties into property because there are going to be challenges along the way. And it's how you overcome those challenges, how resilient you are, is going to really determine the success that you actually achieve through building a portfolio.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know myself, like I've, you know, gone through the process 3 times now, and look, it does get easier every step of the way. It's obviously a lot easier for me because I am one of the head property coaches here at Positive Property, but I also have the guidance of George and the team as well. So having that support to lean on has really been beneficial in my own success. And even when I do get challenges, I've noticed that I'm actually grateful sometimes for them, because in those challenges, even though it might be a pain point for me and it's hard or it's stressful, I'm actually really grateful because I'm learning something. I'm learning a lesson. And if I start to see that as a lesson, then I'm actually opening up a greater scope of my ability to really navigate my way through the property market and property investing. And, you know, lucky I've got the team behind me. I'm not making mistakes. However, there are some things in property investing that are outside your control.
They are. Yes. I went through a few of them myself.
So you can relate. So I've adapted this new mindset recently that when a challenge arises, rather than getting upset about it, I'm choosing to be grateful. And it's interesting because the more I choose to be grateful for that particular experience, it's actually opening my mind a little bit to really then start to think to myself, well, what is the lesson in this for me? And how can I apply this lesson, not just in property investing, but perhaps in other areas of my life
as well? Yep. So what makes you happy? What's one of the things that makes you happy? Write it in the chat. Charmaine, what makes you happy?
Me.
You.
Look, and I don't
you're in control.
I don't mean that in a vain way, but what I mean by that is when I look within myself for happiness, I'm not looking for something outside of me for happiness. So when I say me, it's not that I'm looking at me and going, oh, I love you, Charmaine. Oh, you know, it's you that makes me happy. Although there's a little bit of that. But it means that I'm looking to find that feeling of state of being, of happiness within myself, rather than looking outside of myself and going, oh, well, what makes me happy is X, Y, and Z. It's an external thing. And so I want to cultivate that internal state of being of happiness. And that's why, you know, I say me. But what about you, Stacey?
Yeah, look, I'm if you get to know me, I'm a very excitable person. and a lot of things make me happy, and a lot of things get me excited. I'll just take something and I'll run with it till it works. So I guess so many things make me happy. I mean, anything from my exercise to my work. I look at when I'm talking to people, like I'm a strategist, when I'm talking to people, I get excited right before the call because I'm looking at their information and I'm like, we can really help this person.
Yeah.
And I get excited for them. I'm like, you are going to be over the moon when you get your first property. When someone calls you and says, we've got a property for you, that's exciting.
Absolutely.
That
Because
is so exciting.
Absolutely, because on one side of the coin, we're here to help individuals invest in property and build financial freedom, but we're also helping them transform their lives. It's a transformation,
It
because
is.
building a portfolio, you as an individual are going to grow with that. You're going through a whole transformation on how you relate and how you understand money, wealth, and finance. And I love, like you said, it's such a grateful and thankful feeling when you
It
get
is.
to see the results from individuals through their growth and witnessing their transformation from when they first start up
Yep.
until their first, second, third property and beyond. It's a very privileged position to be in, to witness the transformation, not only on a wealth level with the portfolio, but mentally and emotionally as well.
Mentally, it just does so much for you. For me, it was like, look, I'm going to be okay. Going forward, I'm going to be okay. I now have a plan. I have something to aim for. I am excited to aim for that. I'll try harder to get that. Maybe I'll make it happen faster. I start to think of ways that I can make it happen a bit quicker or something like that. It's like with like the fitness side of things, when I'm training and stuff, it not only does it feel good, but the picture in my head is I want to get to this and I'm excited to get to that. So I'll keep pushing and I'll keep eating that food and I'll keep drinking 4 liters of water a day and doing all these things because I want that so bad and it makes me happy. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do this. I'm grateful for the fact that I have gym equipment at home and I can do this.
Absolutely. And I think what really is important as well is when you're stepping in to discover your happiness through gratitude and mindfulness is having the right support group around you, the community, finding your tribe,
pulling you up that mountain.
Yeah, like-mindedness. This is what I love about the Australian Property Chat this is our like-minded tribe of individuals that are all looking to achieve financial freedom through property investing. Whether you're one of our members or whether you're just a part of this our Facebook group and just learning as much as you can from these lives. I mean that's power in itself, because positivity builds and breathes positivity. And being around and having the right community around you is really going to support you to really grow as well.
Like I said, if you don't have that right community around you, you will feel drained. At the end of the day, you'll feel exhausted. You'll feel drained. You'll feel like you want to go to sleep because these people have drained the energy out of you. Start trying to perhaps, I'm not saying get rid of them. What if they're family? You can't just get rid of someone, right? Pop them off.
You move into stuff.
See you later. You're too negative. No, what you just need to do is start changing, perhaps, because I found myself in a position where I was wanting them to be happy so badly. Like I want them to be at this level. I want them to vibrate at the same level as I am. So I would spend a lot more energy on that person, trying to turn their attitude around. So every time they would say something negative, I'd say something positive. They'd say something to counteract that. I'd say something to counteract that. And it was this constant battle. And it to me, I'm just like, all right, this person's just not ready. I've finally got there. They're not ready yet. So I need to find the people that are vibrating the same level as me. These people are the people that are pushing me up the ladder, that are saying, yes, go do that, get to that competition, don't eat that chocolate. They're saying, to get to that level. And property, like, yeah, we don't need to have meals out every day. We can, restrict ourselves a little bit so that we can get the benefits down the track.
Absolutely. So we're coming to the close of tonight's session. So just a bit of a recap. So tonight we talked about the importance of recognizing that adapting an attitude of gratitude and mindfulness, there is a science behind it. It does help the brain. It's really good for your serotonin levels. It's really good for creating those neurotransmitters and the neurons in the brain. That's actually going to help support healthy hormones like dopamine, serotonin.
And it just makes you feel good.
That's right. This actually impacts your cortisol levels in the body. So stress, it relieves stress in the body. It really helps to have a healthy immune system. So there is a science behind this that actually can support you on a physical level, mental level, and emotional level.
Absolutely.
We talked about having, a thankful and grateful attitude and mindset, the benefits of applying that in all areas of life, including property investing, which is why here at Positive Property, it is actually one of our company values, and that is to embody and embrace an attitude of thankfulness and gratefulness. We've given you some ideas around the ways in which you can practice
by writing it down. Write it down, say it out loud, practice meditation, go for a walk, all of those things.
Absolutely. So anything you feel to add, Stacey?
Look, I think we've about covered it tonight. Like I said, just practice it every day. If you find yourself looking at or saying it, maybe notice how you speak about yourself and other people more, and start changing the way that you speak about yourself and other people. That can really help. Now, once you start saying something, then you'll notice that you're doing it. And I picked my husband up on it 4 times in the day when I went through this, and I was like, you did it again. No, that's not. No, you did it again. I'm like, you stop saying that. There's not an excuse to why this person looks like that, because they pump a lot of weight. They're working hard. Maybe it's just because they work hard.
Absolutely. And look, on that note, just remember,
be kind to yourself.
Absolutely. And on that note, just remember, gratitude and thankfulness is not a destination, it's a journey. So enjoy it, embrace it, practice it, and have an amazing Thursday night. Stacey, we've got to get ready for our next group with our members. So
we do.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thursday. And if our members are on, we'll see you shortly in the weekly show.
We will. All right.
Bye.
We'll see you there. Bye.